As the Bitcoin price continues to sell off, the question now becomes, is the next potential target a gap fill down in the $8,500 region? Let's dive in and analyze. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the action we're seeing inside the chart right now. Bitcoin is creating a series of lower highs, ladies and gentlemen, along with lower lows. We are seeing this channel playing out. It actually looks even better here on my line chart on the 4-hour and the 1-day time frame. We're going to discuss this, but even more importantly than that, is there an end in sight here for this potential continued downside action? Does it look like the gap on the CME futures chart down at 8,500? Does this have to fill? Does this look probable to fill, in my opinion? Or could this just wind up being a longer-term support zone here before the next leg to the upside? So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the 4-hour time frame. Now, you guys can clearly see that I have this channel drawn here, right? Painting the highs and the lows of the trend with a median heart line down the middle. But what I want to do here is switch over to the line chart. As for me, this is where the channel is most clearly defined. The line chart only accounts for candle body closes, not wicks. So when we look here on the 4-hour, to me, we have a very significant amount of touch points here. Just one little candle body close above, and beyond that we have 4 or 5 touch points there, along with 2 relative touch points along the bottom. So what we're looking at here, in my opinion, is just a clear-cut downtrend, and I was pointing this out for you guys that we basically went from an ascending channel, right, all the way up. I don't feel like drawing it perfectly now. We had an ascending channel up, and then pretty much after our potential topping formation there, we've seen that this has now turned from an upward sloping channel. Really, there's really no way to draw it that the channel is still intact. You see what I'm saying? It's pretty much broken the channel, no matter how much or no matter how you slice it. So for me now, we are in a new channel, and at least for right now, the channel does appear to be downwards, right? And if we go over to the 1-day here as well, this is pretty clearly defined here. Actually, 3 very beautiful touch points with daily candle body closes right on top of the line, with 2 along the bottom there as well. Let's get this crypto. So where the price currently is right now, it could be support, right? You guys see I have this green box drawn here where we have our old historic support dating all the way back into 2019, really back to July of 2019, where we found support after our blow off top, but it then turned into a descending triangle, which broke to the downside before really capitulation down to 6,000. Okay, right now we see that old resistance here as well could possibly be turning into new support once more. The problem that I'm having here, my friends, is that when we look at this is a very bearish looking formation. Now, people will, especially permanent bulls, right? People that are very overly optimistic. It's a bull flag, Kirby, bull flag. It's possible, little James, that it could be a bull flag. I'm not ruling that out of the equation. But what I want to really observe here, my friends, is that right now, we've seen some very characteristic things here that are very bearish, okay? Up top here, we had a relative double top scenario. Really, it was a triple top, right, with wicks, and then we sold off. Then on the next rally up, keep in mind, the rally started back at this green box that I just told you about. So that was expected. It rallied, double topped, dumped. Okay, my friends, and now we've rallied again from the same green box level again. But now, my friends, look what happened here. Double top a notch once again. And now we've dumped further. And this level here is very, very interesting. Now, shout out to my VIPs. You guys know I've been in a short position. I'm going to pull up my VIP right here. This was my VIP alert. You guys see I laddered 3 BTC USD short orders at 9,929, 10,023, and 10,154. 2 of those 3 orders filled, right? It never got up to 10,154. And the reasoning for me to ladder like this was, you could see at the bottom the additional insights on my setup. There was a potential resistance of the downward sloping channel, potential resistance between the Fibonacci extension target levels between the 0.5, 0.618, and 0.786, which I'll go into further now, and the potential continuation of the macro lower high trajectory remaining intact. So shout out to my VIPs. I am still in my short position right now. I will continue to keep you all updated with my further positions as this trend develops. Let's get this crypto. If you're not already in VIP, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. So you guys see that the reasons that I shorted here was very, matter of fact. Downward sloping trend line, okay, came right up on it. Then we had our potential continuation of the lower high trajectory, and you could see here we have our Fibonacci extension targets, the 0.5, the 0.618, and the 0.786, which I chose to ladder shorts all within this region here, right? All within there to potentially catch what could be the top of a fake out bull rally into a potential bearish confluence zone before then another run to the downside, right? And that is right now what appears to be the case. So hickory dickory dock, Don Carbonaccio shorted the absolute top of this micro move. Let's get this crypto. And I am planning to tentatively continue to use a trailing stop loss strategy with my position right now, so that if the trend does break down further, which we're going to get into targets there, I will be looking to lock in profit all along the way, which I will keep you updated with in VIP as I make my moves. And if we break up, well, I'm going to break even and get out of my trade or have a little profit along the way. Let's get this crypto. Okay, so really now that you guys know here that I am speculating short, we have to discuss why. And the reason for me here, the biggest reason above all else, is essentially the fact that we have this gap fill here on the CME futures chart. Now, these gaps don't need to fill, but historically they have filled a very large percentage of the time. Now, past performance does not indicate future results, but the way this looks here is that we do have a potential top formation right now. We could even be creating somewhat of another bearish head and shoulders rollover type of deal here. And for me, when we look at the macro move, just like Bitcoin hit the Fibonacci extension target of the 0.5, right, before we dumped. I actually want to show you guys this because the contrast between the two is very nice to look at here when we're comparing. So of the micro move here, right, this is this swing high to the swing low at that time, right, we see the 0.5 is where it topped out at, right? So between the 0.5 and the 0.618 is where this micro move just topped at. Keep that in mind. Now we go back over to the CME futures chart, and just the opposite of the extension targets. When we look here at the retracement targets, we see that the gap is right here at the 0.5. So for me, my friends, this would be a very natural point in the trend for Bitcoin to potentially pull back to, even if this gap was not here. But the fact that the gap is present and it coincides with the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement target, which would have been my target anyway, that for me is looking very healthy. So, I will be monitoring this here as a potential take profit zone for myself if the trend goes down, right? It doesn't have to. We could go back up and I could, be out of my position. But if the trend drops this low, I will potentially be looking to take at least some profit at that point is my guess, right? It's tentative. But, we could also see that a lot of moon boys set orders within this gap here, and that then we get a long squeeze, right? And we get a waterfall down as possible. So right now there's a lot going on in this trend, and I think it's in your best interest to pay very close attention. Okay, let's get this crypto. So for me, really right now, my friends, all we have within this range is this green box of old historic price action. Beyond that, I'm really just not seeing that much. Sure, you guys would know that on the daily time frame, we have a golden cross that took place, right, not too long ago, right here. That's more of a macro indicator, right, for the health of the trend as a whole. We have the 50 and the 200-day moving averages crossing. You guys can see that from this point, Bitcoin has actually moved down. It's a lagging indicator, though. It's not supposed to, really rip the price in one day. It's more so just an overall health of the market type of indicator. We still are above there, which is still healthy in my opinion. On the weekly time frame as well, let me put this 21 week back. We still are above the 21 week moving average, which is very important in my opinion, above the 50, which is important there as well. And what I do like here is that the 200-day, which has saved Bitcoin in the past twice, right? It ended that bear market back in 2015, and it ended that heinous sell-off from 20,000 down to 3,000 back in early 2019. Before now, looking to see if this 200-week moving average can creep all the way up to this level around 6,200, 6,300, where then, my friends, look at that. If we then had that support there, coinciding there with all of this historic price action support right in this range, right, all the meat and potatoes there, that would be a great thing for the bulls in my opinion, as that is a ton of long-term macro potential support being built at a region where we've seen historically that traders have really look to stick in some buy support. So add this into the equation as well. That's, average Joe and James at the water cooler will be saying, oh, the 200-week moving average, Carbonaccio. I mean, it is hard to, look at little James, sideways, because the thing is that I do see the sentiment there, and that could be a great spot to potentially continue that rally upwards. But we do have a long time to go from that, in my opinion, if it is ever going to happen. Let's get this crypto. Okay, so right now, my friends, for me, this is it. I mean, if Bitcoin breaks below this green box here and we continue to lower lows, I mean, my sights are certainly set on that gap. As I have a tough time believing that if we break down below this green box and continue to stick in lower lows, right? Especially, let's flip back onto the line chart on the daily now, as it just is very, very clear here in my opinion. If we are to continue this downward sloping trend, right, just like this, and we continue, I have a hard time believing that this has to stop, or rather is going to stop, before we hit that $8,500 gap fill. That's just my own speculative theory and hypothesis. Doesn't have to play out. But right now, that's it. I mean, for me, that's what I'm looking at here. I'm going to keep you guys updated with my trades in real time in VIP. If you are not already in my VIP, ladies and gentlemen, sheesh, today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. Like I showed you earlier, right now I am in a short position. Hickory dickory dock, ladies and gentlemen, it was the top of the micro move there, right? Everything that I just pointed out actually came to fruition. All of the potential resistance was there, right? So what I'm looking for now is to see how I can squeeze this here for the most potential profit out of this play. So I will keep you guys updated with all of my future trade setups here in VIP. I'll see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. I'm ready to tentatively crush this market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can. I'm fired up. And my friends, if you could, one last time here, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. And, I almost forgot, one little bonus I'm going to show in here. We'll cover this more in depth later on. But for me right now, my friends, I want you guys to pay close attention here for everybody in the altcoin market, okay? Ethereum here, right? We're looking at the Ethereum chart. Ethereum here has seen a potential double top, right, inherently bearish in and of itself, but then let's mix it into the equation here with the RSI. Okay, why won't this pull up? Why won't the RSI pull up? There we go. Mix it into the equation here that on the daily time frame, we see right now, my friends, a classic. Let's go back here to the line chart, actually. Make it easier to see, okay? Right now, my friends, we are flirting with a potential rejection at a macro resistance level, okay? Notice here on the red, macro resistance long-term supports and resistance flips mixed together here, my friends, with a potential rejection out of the RSI territory, okay? Overbought, now dipping back down, double topping, macro resistance like I just showed, and a flip over on the MACD histogram there into a potential bearish momentum. Let's get this crypto. So be on the lookout too as well that this leading altcoin here, right, Ethereum, which is something I like to look at for the health of the market, really has come up on this point here where it's still technically on a lower high on the line chart, right, at this level of historic macro resistance, and was heinously overbought on the RSI metric. We've seen a flip now on the momentum of the MACD histogram. Things could get interesting here, okay? So just keep that on your radar as well. Let's get this crypto. So we'll look more at altcoins next time as well, but guys, I am looking to trade this market aggressively right now. So if you do want to see all of my trades in real time, all of my trade setup ideas, strategies, entries, exits, targets, etc., all of it, I will be posting it exclusively for you in VIP. Let's get this crypto. I'll see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. And until next time, my friends, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.